Do you eat when you're stressed? Do you eat when you're bored? Some people it's the sweets, some people it's overeating in general. This is not about you and the carbs. This is not about you and the donuts, you and the overeating, you and the late night snacking. It's not about that anymore. But what does that mean and why? If we find out why are we doing this? Ask yourself the next time you're doing that, is it really necessary to do that? And the weight will just melt off. I'm telling you, it is incredible. I have a fantastic exercise hack, and I love this. This is something that I learned from studying, different types of exercise, and it's called Katsu training. Have you heard of this?
I have. You know what? You and I were mentioning this earlier. I remember the term. What does it mean?
So this is called blood flow restriction training, and BFR for short. And I'm going to grab my bands, and I'm going to show you exactly how this is done. So this is the blood flow restriction training, which is so fantastic. It's something that I learned about that I love because it's an exercise hack. So you can actually work out for less time with less amount of weight. So you don't, as we're aging, certainly we want to maybe not lift as heavy weights as time goes on. So there's less strain on the joints when we're lifting less heavy weights, but now we're going to restrict that blood flow partially, not completely, to occlude the blood, but then that allows for the blood to pool in the muscles. So I'm going to show you for the quads, and I've got my straps here, and this is something that I do. Yeah, you're looking at me like this is a weird thing.
And
no,
it's fascinating to me because anytime I can save time, that's a big deal because I often don't have time in the first place to exercise. Exactly,
and that's what I love about this. So I put this on when I'm cycling. I watch my programs on the television, Netflix, my movies, whatever I'm watching, and we have the bicycle right there, and that's something that we started because of COVID and being home and having to train at home. But when I discovered this, such a fantastic thing to sort of ramp up my exercise. So basically I'm going to put this on my leg, and I'm going to restrict that blood flow. And again, you don't want to go numb with your blood, but you want to restrict it enough. And we'll do a whole other video just on this, on the Dr. J99 and 9. So check that out on the blood flow restriction training with the details on how this is done. So I'm going to restrict that blood flow, and I'm going to pull this up as high as I can, and now I can do squats. So what the study showed was that really increased the VO2 max, so the ability for that muscle to get fatigued. So this is why it's a hack, is because with less weight, you're able to train with less weight, but still get those positive impacts on that muscle building and the building of the muscle fibers. So that's why I love this. So you can do it whether you're doing leg training, leg day. You don't want to leave this on for more than 20 minutes. So I always set my timer on my watch when I'm either doing it on cycling, or I'm doing squats, or doing any type of leg training. Okay. You're going to leave it on for about 20 minutes, but then it's so interesting because when you take the band off, it's almost like whoosh, you can feel the blood pulsing again. Now you don't want to tighten this. There's caveats about doing this properly. You don't want to certainly check this with your doctor first if you've got blood flow concerns and things, or tendency to have cardiovascular issues. You want to check this out, but I find it's a fantastic way. It cuts my workout time, but I really see the difference in the definition of my muscles. Now you can also
exciting.
You can also do it on the arm. So there's smaller straps that you can purchase as well. So for the arm bands, of course they're smaller, and you're going to strap that on. Sometimes you may need a partner to help you with this. So you're going to try to strap it as high up as possible above your bicep. And it doesn't look the greatest because all your flesh is going to be coming out on the sides, and I can't even get this tight enough myself, so sometimes I need some help to do it. But you're going to restrict it. Then when you're doing any types of upper body, so whether you're working your triceps, your biceps, your arms, even your shoulders, you can do this for your shoulder training as well. It's a fantastic way. And again, not more than 20 minutes. You're going to do all your reps, but it's a really fantastic way. And it's fantastic because I'm not a bodybuilder by any means. you know that. But I love to weight train because I think it's so important, especially as we're aging, to maintain our healthy muscle mass. Your muscle mass is one of your biggest fat burners. So if you're lacking, and women can be sort of guilty of this, not having enough muscle mass, and they stay away from weight training because they think, oh, I don't want to get big and bulky like a guy.
Right.
But it's your best friend. You want to have muscle mass, and as we're aging, our muscle mass significantly declines, and it's called sarcopenia. This is something we want to avoid. So we've got to do some weight training. Doing, with the bands is a fantastic way to lift less weight, but to do, a lot of that training that we need to maintain that muscle mass. But I want you all to try it. It's a fantastic way to do something different and fun and new.
It's affordable too, right? It's affordable,
oh,
easy.
Absolutely.
These kinds of bands would be easy to find.
Easy to find. You can buy them purchase them online, and you don't be afraid if you see. So the first time I did it, because I lift weights anyways, but the first time I did it, my veins were all popping. I thought, oh my God, I look like the Hulk. But it was great because I knew what it was doing, and I didn't ease up on it. I left it on for the 20 minutes, and then again, when you let it go, you can just feel that rush of blood. It's fantastic.
And sometimes as guys, by the way, getting vascular like that is like, all right, it's working here.
Exactly.
So this is for men or women?
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Okay.
I think probably more men are doing it. I don't know how many. I've seen a couple of videos online of women doing the BFR training. I think it's mostly for the guys, but come on, ladies, let's get it going and let's do it. I mean, it's a wonderful way to train.
I learned a lot personally, and I hope you did too, for the men in your life. And that reminds me to remind you to leave your questions and comments in the comments section below. Dr. Janine is online to answer your questions during the show. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell so you can get notifications of the next shows coming up.